Meantime, fireworks on Capitol Hill as lawmakers square off with Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel over the controversial prisoner swap. Did you see any of this today? Well, they want to know more about the release of 5 Taliban commanders in exchange for a captured American soldier. One congressman asking if the administration negotiated with terrorists just to get the deal done.
We dealt directly with the government of Qatar.
Oh, that's our footnote now. So now the new policy of this administration is we don't negotiate with terrorists directly.
Well, Congressman, you didn't let me finish.
Mr. Secretary, that's what you said.
I did say it, but you cut me off before I could say the other part, that we were dealing with the Taliban.
That was Congressman Mike Turner, who you just heard, a member of the House Armed Services Committee and my guest. Great to see you, Congressman.
Gretchen, thank you for having me.
All right, so there were a lot of very direct questions here today, and we learned a lot. I mean, first and foremost, we learned that the president actually did make that final call about going ahead with this deal. And we also learned from Chuck Hagel that, yeah, we might have put some lives at risk if these prisoners actually decide to go back out and be terrorists, right?
Right. There are a number of issues, obviously. One, the issue of notification of Congress that according to the law that the administration had to do before this swap went forward. The second is the judgment. Was this a good deal or a bad deal? It certainly looks like a bad deal. And the third is the negotiation with terrorists. The policy of the United States has been we don't negotiate with terrorists because we don't want to give them an incentive to capture either men and women in uniform or American citizens. Here, Secretary Hagel, for the first time, admitted that the administration did negotiate with terrorists in this, but their only excuse is they didn't do it directly, still having the same effect of emboldening terrorists. Yeah,
and you had a great line of questioning there to try and get to the bottom of it, because it's kind of like the definition of is. I mean, is negotiating with terrorists, is that different from negotiating with them directly?
No, and that's, the Haqqani network, which, obviously was involved in the capture, the detention, and the release. Bergdahl is a terrorist organization listed by the State Department. Secretary Hagel agreed and admitted that it was in the hearing, and then certainly that they were part of the overall negotiations. That violates U.S. policy, and it's been a longstanding policy for good reasons. It has kept America safe.
Well, we're watching right now on the other side of the screen this hearing with Chuck Hagel still going on Capitol Hill. In the meantime, I want to call your attention to this very interesting poll. 73% of Americans support military crime charges against Sergeant Bergdahl if, in fact, it's proven that he was a deserter. 73%. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think, the issues that we've been discussing, which is that the administration and in that issue of, the policy that they put forward, are going to have to discuss the circumstances of Bergdahl's capture. And certainly that's going to raise the question of, whether or not he was at his post, where he voluntarily left his post. And that's going to have to be dealt with in a judicial form. And certainly I think this administration is going to have a lot of answering to do if the conclusions look as if Bergdahl perhaps violated the law and is not prosecuted.
Yeah, emails now coming out that he apparently sent before he disappeared, as well as allegations that he was discharged from the Coast Guard for psychological reasons before he joined the Army. Congressman Mike Turner, always great to have you on. We'll see you again sometime soon.
Thank you.